baby, baby, oh, baby, 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 baby. What's up, everybody? Adam Pecora here, and you are tuned in to another fantastical episode of Requiem for a Tuesday. That's right, hit you with a fantastical, because we're acting 12 years old today, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you're doing well. We got a youthful one today. Animated film, brand new, little Spider-Man movie. You may have heard of it. Thank you very much. Look, I just took a fat rip right before doing this. We're getting lackadaisical today, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know what else to tell you, but I got a podcast to fill, and I needed some fuel to do it. All right? We don't want this tank to go dry on you. We want to keep it moist, keep it full. That's how I like my women. That's how I like my episodes. Rate, review, and subscribe to Requiem for a Tuesday. Apple, Spotify, Stitcher, Podbean, Google, all the obscure ones, you name it, we're on it. You can listen to it, download it, play it, enjoy it. Please share it. Subscribe to it. If you're already subscribed to it, unsubscribe to it, subscribe to it again. I think I could definitely pull off a full episode in this weird accent. It started off as Ralphie May-ish, Southern. It was Southern, and then it turned into Mitch Hedberg right there. So the answer is no, I cannot do it for the full episode. Multiplex, All False Noise, Google, great albums, available now, streaming everywhere. Streaming on even more things than the podcast, frankly. What those self-distributors can do for you is incredible. They're like, do you want to be on Redbox? We'll get your CDs in Redbox, man. Anyway. But yeah, it's streaming everywhere. That shit's on Amazon Music, Pandora, I think. Like it would ever show up on anybody's algorithm. A whole nother story. But it's on there if you search for it. And luckily for you, we got links in the description below that can take you directly to anywhere you want to go. If we've made it, you can find it. So click those links, check it all out, help your boy out. Justice is already tall, skinny, and technically attractive. So you don't need to help him out as much as me. You understand? I've been given fewer gifts of life. Okay? My biology just didn't get to where it needed to go. You know what I mean? We didn't let the dough ferment or whatever, rise or whatever you're supposed to do to dough to make it right. We didn't do it. And you see what I mean? We don't even know how to do it. So I'm going to have a short, bald kid by all indications. I'll try to make my offspring the first in the clan to not be a fat kid. That's not true, actually. My sister was in shape. I'll give her that. She had one thing. And that didn't last, ladies and gentlemen. It catches up to all of us. We can't put it down. We can't not have seconds. Okay? There's no like serving size of snacks. It just doesn't exist. It's don't eat the whole bag because that's definitely too much. You know? That's why I always liked pretzels as a kid, because there's so many fucking pretzels in a bag, and pretzels are pretty filling. So then I'd eat like 100 to 300 pretzels, and the bag would be more than half full still. And it's like, well, it can't be that bad. It just doesn't feel as bad. You know what I mean? But I can eat an ungodly amount of pretzels. They just don't fill me up. I don't know what it is. There's certain foods, I tell you, they're just bottomless. Cereal? If I didn't drink the milk outside of what's on the spoon, I could have a full box of cereal, no problem. If we're drinking milk, it's 2 bowls max. That does start to fill me up. Then what can you do? Tavern style pizza, as long as it is truly like thin, like paper thin, square cut. I don't know why. The same pizza cut into triangles, I eat, probably still 2/3 of it, but not the whole pizza. Subtle differences. But I could slam a full, large tavern-style pizza, no question. So, however this came up, I'll try to make the kid not as fat, right? But, it's just going to be hard because it's like kids aren't dogs. You know what I mean? So it's not as easy to be like, well, this is what I eat and this is what you eat, because that'll have to be the situation. I'm going to be a hypocrite about it. I've spent, decades of my life crusading against contradictions, and they don't go away. I can't avoid people who contradict themselves all the time. In fact, the number grows and grows by the day, it feels like. It just never stops. Maybe not literally a new person every day, but you know what I mean? Like that decimal point keeps going up until eventually I'm going to meet another one. And the other one, and none of them come and go. They all just stay and stay and stay. And so inevitably I'm going to have to start contradicting myself all the time. I'm just going to give in to the world of illogic. And maybe that's what I need. Maybe that's what'll keep the cancer away. Maybe I'll finally be able to just fucking take a breath without feeling anger. Maybe, but I doubt it. Because, I can't fucking do anything. I can't go anywhere. Do you know what I mean? Sidewalk etiquette in this fucking country is completely gone. I don't know what happened. I don't know what meetings there were to abolish this. But nobody gives a fuck about how much space they're taking up on the sidewalk or how slow they're walking, or you know what I mean? Like nothing about it is a factor at all anymore. It's walk dead center and slightly shift a little left and a little right every few seconds and walk as slow as you possibly can and be fat and doesn't matter. Look straight down, run into people. It's their fault. They should have been looking. There's nothing. I'm in a group of 4. We can all walk shoulder to shoulder. Slowly. Again, every time. Slowly. I'm waiting for the bus. We should stack up you know what I mean? In every illogical way. Without courtesy to anybody. What's happened? God damn it. This isn't what George Floyd... I can't do it. I couldn't say it, but you get the rest of the joke. We're leaving it in. But I don't know what happened, is all I'm saying. People of all shapes, sizes, and colors, to clarify. This is everybody. This is an everybody problem. I don't know what it is, and I'm still doing my best to abide by all of the sidewalk rules that had been established my entire fucking life up until like the past couple years. I don't know what happened, but it's a crime. It's a crime. We need sidewalk patrol just to keep things fucking moving. You know what I mean? Can we get just somebody with a whistle waving their arm in a circle? Because we're the horse cops. Bring out the horse cops, because I don't know what else we can do about this. But I'm losing it. I'm closer and closer every day to confronting people on the street. Like, I've been way more open to just arm shoulder shrugging people, like arms out all the way wide, like a what the fuck. I do that to somebody once a day now. And it's getting closer and closer to me being comfortable with just screaming, like, what the fuck at people. Well, I did. The other day, I'm walking diagonally through the Jewel parking lot, as you do. There's a line at the stop sign of cars, people trying to go out. So I'm cutting across partially to help traffic. There's 2 cars ahead of this guy. He sees me walking towards the thing, which, by the way, this is a diagonally painted line area. Like, it's a pedestrian zone. I'm crossing through what is a parking lot. So just because he saw me walk up, though, like, if I was coming from a car, it would be completely natural for someone to do what I did, is my point. The guy rolls up in front of me. Like, he shows me that he's not stopping and then just stops, like, with his window at me, because the car in front of him needed to stop. Point is, it accomplished nothing. So I just fucking do the shoulder thing, and then he starts talking. I don't really know what he said. He had some fucking European accent. And I just screamed. I was just like, great job, buddy. Just really loud over whatever he was saying. And I kept walking. Because, like, again, my thing, I'm trying to get to a store. Like, you're trying to prove some point. You know? Like, I was trying to be efficient. Point A to point B. I didn't want to talk to you. Like, you wanted to cause a reaction. It's like, buddy, if I had the time, I would have walked around. You know what I'm saying? It was too much. It was too much. You had to be there. But I'm losing it. I'm going to get shanked probably on the side of a road. Some fucking white trash bitch tried to get her man to yell at me because same thing. People were walking 4 wide. I tried to make a move around them, and then they turned towards some car suddenly. And they're, well, not sudden enough because they're still moving super fucking slow. And I'm just like, what the fuck? Arms out wide. And this girl just goes, ew. And let me tell you, the irony of how trashy people use words. Like, they were all visibly, like, disgusting. If not on meth, just dirt, horrific, poor, like, Monster Energy, monster trucks, sandals with yellow toes, like barefoot in the public bathroom, jean shorts, backwards fitted hats, fucking chain, I might have said that. I don't even know what I'm saying. You know what I mean, though. The type of people, like just the nastiest, like grocery shop at the gas station motherfuckers. And same thing. It's like, I'm not going to turn around. My whole thing is that you're in the way and I'm trying to move on. Like, you're already holding me up. I'm not asking you to hold me up more. You know? Why would I want to stop and turn around and talk to you? The whole thing is you got in the way. How am I the one at fault for you being in the way? And all I'm trying to do is get around. I'm trying to avoid contact with you in all ways. I don't want to speak to you or touch you or do anything. Maybe that's it. Maybe I just need to start saying excuse me to people on the sidewalk. But I know they're not going to fucking move. I know it. Because then that's all you need. Is to say excuse me to somebody who has a problem with it. Now you're being confronted for the whole thing anyway. Then you're going to do it. You're going to hit a fucking stoplight. They're going to be right next to you at a red, say some more shit. No thanks. I don't want it. Can we just move to the right? Like you're supposed to. God damn it. Then you can't take the bike trail because people walking don't give a fuck that they're not supposed to walk in the middle of the thing. It's unbelievable. And you can't bike in the bike lanes because cars get in the way. Nothing that's for anything is a lot. It can never be good. It's the worst. God damn it. We literally need everything to be like individually like labeled and sectioned off. We need like a Gerda slow ass bitch sidewalk, a normal speed sidewalk, a separate road for bikes that's completely separate, and then a road. So we got to rebuild the whole city. I don't know what to tell you. But no, if it were up to me, there would just be overhead lanes like the L would be here, you know, like an elevated train thing. And you just make it pedestrian and bike. Maybe just bike. Whatever. And then that's completely separate, and those are linked throughout the whole city. That's my dream. When I get my ACON funding and I build a city in Africa, we're going to have overhead roads for bikes and people. Maybe strollers are mandatory up there. Or on the not allowed for safety. We're figuring out infrastructure day by day, folks. If I was an engineer and knew how to like apply ideas, the world would be a better place. So yeah, that was a fun little aside. Didn't really plan on that. See what I mean? Ladies and gentlemen, I needed to get those juices flowing. Look, I don't want to go too heavy with the spoilers for Into the Spider-Verse. Wait. Across the Spider-Verse? Yes. Into the Spider-Verse is the first one. Since it's so new and all that. But wow. I mean, look, I thought the first one was a masterpiece. It blew me away. This was even better. Again, like I just said, like I just don't know. This was a masterpiece as well. Beyond a sequel, you know, they go bigger and better. There's still a ton of heavy emotional stuff in this. It's less central, but is definitely still very significant. And look, it's hard without spoiling a lot of it, but this movie is perfect for anyone. Like, this would be very relatable to teenagers, I imagine. It's a lot about like what kids have to go through. Spider-Man's always a great metaphor, you know, for high school kid bullshit. But they just really, again, just take it to a whole nother level. It's interesting because this one doesn't even really have a villain, perhaps. Like, they establish one, but they kind of brush it off. And it's kind of corny to say, but the villain becomes Spider-Man himself. You just have to kind of watch the movie to see what that means. And it's really, you know, it's just a lot about looking at yourself. And it's really just a remarkable job. I'm kind of at a loss for words with how impressive it is, and really just how inspiring it is that they can make. I mean, it kind of just makes the MCU look like such bullshit too, and such like a big win for Sony. That this is what this shit could be. You know what I mean? Like, instead of generic filler garbage bullshit, fill in the spreadsheet, plug in whoever, wherever, Mad Libs for movies that the MCU is. And this to be like, oh, every universe has its own artistic style that's moody in its own way and like morphs in front of you, and then they all merge together and it somehow isn't an eyesore. It's beautiful, and like it's just, thank God, you know? And the fact that it's not some art film, it's a high budget Spider-Man movie, and they took their fucking time. Took 5 years from the release of the last one. I'm sure COVID fucked all that up, as with everything. I hope the second one's already done, because it seemed like that was the hesitation. The only red flag that I could even give this is like for a like child, which this whole movie would go over a small kid's head. I think the length is maybe an issue for a stupid little kid who maybe can't sit through it, but the visuals are just unbelievable. Like right from the jump, I was like, man, I would love to do mushrooms and come back and do this again. Especially because there's a lot of scenes taking place in Gwen Stacy's home universe, if you remember from the first one, and the styling of her universe is like perfection for psychedelics. I don't know how else to put it. Just breathtaking stuff. And then, you know, every style is great. They do the same thing where they go back into like the old vintage comic. And honestly, I would love it if they did just like a really like goofy comedy series animated in that style, like a true like neighborhood Spider-Man where he solves like little squabbles at the fruit stand and shit, and it's just animated in that style and all that. That would be great. See, that's the type of shit I would love to spin off of these. I think they might go aggressive and ruin it, because I think they want to do like spin-off movies. Not saying, again, if they're all in this same vein and they take the time and care and really put the full investment behind it, then I'm all for however many they want to do of these. If they can somehow keep this up, which just seems difficult, is all I'll say. But if they close off this as like a formal trilogy and then do like adjacent things, then I'm good with that too. I would just hate for the specific quote unquote franchise to be hurt by the negatives that come with huge success. But like, even if there was like more animated Miles Morales movies with the same cast, that would be fine. You know, it would just be a more traditional story of like there's one villain he's against, or it could be multiple, but you know, point being, it wouldn't be universe jumping. So it would kind of work backwards from the escalation of Marvel. I mean, here's the thing, like I tried to watch Homecoming for the first time not very long ago, and I was out of it pretty quick. Like, it just doesn't work for me at all. I don't give a fuck about... I was saying this at the time. It's like, Iron Man... This is an Iron Man movie. That doesn't work. Why is it called Spider-Man? He's in it too much, and it's too central to the plot. It doesn't work for me. I can't do those. But the fact that these are excellent, and they're pushing the boundary so much more, but given... Like, the animation styles is one thing. They're crossing over with live action and more references to even the live action movies. Now, like, they're including those universe jumps. Just like, point is, I was leading towards the newest one, No Way Home. Didn't see it. doesn't matter. Doesn't hold a fucking candle to this shit. I want to go back and watch it again in theater, and I never really had that feeling. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and I did. Licorice Pizza, and I didn't, sadly. And that might be it. Recently. Wow, is that really it that I wanted to see again? That can't be true. That can't be true. But those are two major ones for sure. But Avatar once would have been nice. Really fucked that up, everybody. Look, everybody on Earth should go see this movie. I don't know who wouldn't think that this is great. Even if you don't appreciate the art somehow, I don't know how you couldn't. It's magnificent. If it, I could maybe see some people thinking it's hard to watch because of the shifting in styles or something. I loved it. They introduce even more new universe Spider-Mans. I could see this going so many ways. But like I said, any spin-offs of this I think would just be better suited as the individual storyline or universe spinning off, not necessarily more multiverse storytelling within. Because you know what I mean? It already is. So like, why do we need to branch that off? Again, as long as they pull it off, I don't really care. I will go see as many of these as they could possibly come out with if they're all nearly as good. If they're 80% as good as this, I will go see 100% of them. They even did a Lego crossover in this shit. Like, they pulled out a lot of stops, and all of them could be spin-offs, technically, like. But again, what it really comes down to is, like, could you get a good writing team behind it? Because a bunch of that shit sounds like great ideas, because they are. But they have to be executed. And right now, they're knocking all this shit out of the park. So let's keep that being what's important. Yeah, really just excellent. I can't even really nitpick, to be honest. I was, some of it was like slightly unclear for brief moments. Just kind of like, oh wait, where are we now? For like half a second, and then it either clears up or ends up not really mattering. Like, I had one little thing at the end where I was just like, wait a second, what just happened? And then it's like, oh, okay, never mind. And that like a little thing like that, I mean, for a 2-hour, 20-minute movie, which, by the way, 2 hours and 20 minutes in, it ends on a dime, and you're like, oh, fuck, I was still so sucked in. So it does truly feel like a climax of a to-be-continued type deal. And the next one's supposed to be released in a year, so it's something to look forward to, I suppose. But goddamn, I would love to watch another 3 hours of that. That movie could have not ended. Could have been in there all day. I would have been all right with it. Really, really that great, that special. Again, just a level up in every way, I think. A really magnificent movie. Shout out to Spider-Man, my guy. Fuck. They can't all be that great, though, ladies and gentlemen. Rate, review, and subscribe to Requiem for a Tuesday on your preferred platform, or maybe your not preferred platform, and then I don't gotta bother you. So that's an option as well. Keep the streams going. Give it a share. Check out the link in the description below for lots of other goodies we got cooking. Hopefully some more music coming soon from Justice. Haven't heard from him on any specific updates, but I believe that summer release is still happening. So stay tuned for all the goodies. I'll be back next week. with God knows what to talk about. And remember, I are fat, you are fat, we are fat. Calculator.